Hello, and thank you so much for joining us. This is Katie Kramer with Tomorrow's Technology Today. Today's webinar is going to be about Microsoft Teams. We are going to be recording the webinar and it will be available on our website after the broadcast. We have a pretty full agenda today, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to talk about is the chat feature within Teams. So this is going to be basically like your instant messaging utility. So I'm just showing, this is just a chat. So if you go onto your chat tab, and here you can see I have mine pulled up with Justin Bargy. So you can either chat with an individual or you can also chat within a group. So like if I wanted to add someone to the conversation that Justin and I are having, I just go over to the right-hand side and click on the little add people icon. And from here, I'm able to either add in their name if they're within our organization, or we also have it turned on that external to our organization, we're able to add users in. And that's something that your admin will have to do within the Teams Admin Center within your Office tenant. So, and either way will work. And then once you get everyone pulled up, I can share our travel Teams chat that we have. And this is just, our travel is kind of like our sign out sheet that everyone kind of knows where people are. So if you look up at the top, and we're just going to go through kind of the different sections of it. So if you look up at the top, Justin has a little red dot next to his name. So it basically uses like the stoplight method that if you're green, you're available. If you're yellow, you're away. And if you're red, you're either busy or within a meeting. So it's going to sync up with your Outlook calendar. And that's kind of how it gets, like if you're in a meeting, or you can also just manually go in and if you click on your little icon, on your little profile icon up at the top, here you're able to switch between all the different options that are available. So you can either do green for available, busy, if you want to put it to do not disturb if you're busy focusing on something, you can do a be right back or you can appear away. So pretty handy feature to have. Then over on the right hand side, you can do a video call. So if I would want to call Justin and be able to communicate back and forth while we're looking at each other, I can instantly start the video call from here. I can also do an audio call. So if one of us doesn't have a camera on our computer, we can do that. I'm also able to share my screen. So I thought this is a pretty handy tool for you to have when you're busy collaborating with your coworkers. And that's actually what we're using right now. So you guys are able to see it. So basically, if I want to give Justin visibility to my screen, I just click on this little screen sharing icon up here. And that's going to send him a message and let him know that I am trying to share my screen with him. And he is either able to accept it or he can also deny it if he wants to. Also, if I want to give him access to be able to control my screen, so Justin's one of our support technicians here. So if if I'm having like an error or something within Microsoft Office and I need him to fix it for me, I can give him access to do that and he'll get another notification letting him know that I've given him access. And from his side, he's also able to request control and then I can either approve or deny it from there. And we talked about adding people. Something new that Teams just started to offer is the Popout Chat. So if you do the Popout Chat, this is pretty handy to have. So it's just going to open up in typical Windows fashion. It's going to open up a separate screen. So now I can have my conversation with Justin over here, and then I'm able to go about, like if I want to open another Teams conversation, or if I want to go to my Teams channels, I can pull them up over on the left-hand side, and that'll be within my main Teams menu. But it's nice to be able to pull those up, and that way if you're chatting back and forth with your coworkers, you can have like different chat boxes open, and then also keep your place with your other teammates. So then down at the bottom, so here's going to be where you can type in a new message. And let me go back to Justin. We have a few more permissions for people within your organization. So if I want to just type in a message, I can say hi. And then from here, I can do the different formatting options that are available. So we have, if you want to change like your text font, if you want to change like the style, the layout for it, indent, bullets, quotes, and then more options, of course, with the three little dots. So also you are able to, once you send a message to someone, you have the option to add an emoji to it. So you can use those from here. You're also able to go in if you need to edit the message, delete it, unread. Those options are going to be also available with those three little dots. So if you need to mark something important, you just go and you do that here, and that's going to work the same as your Outlook when you have to set something for an important message, or if it's a low priority, you just do that from here. You're able to attach and share files back and forth. So this is a nice handy little tool to have, and we do this a lot with our Teams channels, so we'll get into that in just a minute. But you can share files back and forth, and then to get to the file again, you just go up to the top next to chat and go to files, and you'll see whatever files that you have available that you've shared back and forth. And then you're also able to see when it was shared and who it was sent by. So super nice feature to have. And then we also have the emojis. So if you click on this little, on the little face right here, that's going to bring up your little emoji dashboard that you can use. You also have the option to use GIFs, which of course I love. I send a lot of GIFs to people, so kind of lighten the mood a little bit sometimes. We also have the option for stickers. If you want to schedule a meeting with that person while you're chatting, you know, if your conversation seems like it needs a little bit more attention to it and you need to schedule a meeting, just go to the schedule a meeting option, and that's going to bring up the new meeting box. And a lot of these fields are the same as what you have within Outlook. But if you just give your meeting a title, and by default, it's going to include whoever is within that instant chat option, and then you're able to just click the X if it's anyone that doesn't need to be included. You can set your date and time if it's recurring, and then you can also add it to the channel. And by doing that, if it records it, it's going to just post it within your same Teams channel. And then that way it's always available for your team. For the location, you can just use Microsoft Teams, or if you want to schedule in a resource like a conference room, you can do that as well. And then down here at the bottom, you can just add all the different details and description for your meeting. The nice part too is that they also have the scheduling assistant built in. So here we're able to see kind of, again, it'll show like our Outlook calendar. So if we have other commitments that we have, we're also able to see when the other person is available to schedule the meeting. Does anyone have any questions on the chat part of it? It's pretty simple to use. Okay, so now we'll get into talking about what's a team. So basically within your organization, it's kind of up to you how, what works for you guys. So you can either split it up into project teams, or if you want to split it up by different departments, or just whoever needs to be included within the team. So I'll use our security awareness training team as an example. So if you look under here, this is going to be just different channels for different clients that we have that have done our security awareness training program. So if I click like on the general tab, here you can see the chat back and forth. You can also see the files that are included. And then I also added in the OneNote application, kind of just to keep us all up to date on where we are with our program plan and kind of what the lesson's going to be for that month. So let's see. Let me pull one up that has, so let's use the My 365 community. So this is a community channel that I have set up with some of our clients that do our Microsoft training. So from here, you can see that I'm able to go in and post. I can also do a new conversation, and if I want to tag somebody, let's just use David Runk as an example. So here, if I do the @David Runk, and then I click on that, that's going to show that he has guest access to this channel. And I can go through and I can just type him a quick message. And from there, he's going to get a notification, just like the little like one that you see up here for the chat, letting him know that he's been tagged within our team's channel, and he can just go in and view the message that I left for him. So from here, again, since this is a different channel, so here we have all the different posts that we've done, and it has the date and time stamp. And then we also have all the different files. I've added in Office cheat sheets. So this is something that I use the little plus icon up at the top. And when you do that, it's going to bring up all the different applications that are available. Or like if you want to look up like a project management tool, like just to start in typing PR, that's going to bring up all the different add-ins that you can put in and add it to your Teams channel. Then that way everyone within the channel is able to see the app and see all the information in there. So that'll look, the Office cheat sheets are just an internet page that we've added in. So, and then we also have our community notebook, and here you can see we just have the agenda posted so people know what we're going to be talking about for the week. Anyone with access is able to go in and update the notebook. So, and you're also able, this is really nice that you're able to collaborate, have multiple teammates collaborate at the same time. So kind of like SharePoint, how you can edit multiple Word documents, or sorry, have multiple people editing the same Word document, for example, and then it shows like where the people are within the document. So again, for a Teams channel, you're able to go in and you can add people outside of your organization as well. So if I go down here to the bottom and I do join or create a team, that's going to bring up the screen and kind of walk you through the wizards. So if we go to create team, and I'm just going to do it from scratch, but if you have Microsoft 365 groups available, you can do that from here as well. And then if I click on private, so people are going to need permission to join. So they're going to have to let the owner know that they want added to the group. Otherwise, if you leave it public, anyone's able to search for that particular group and they can get access to it that way. So I'm going to do public and we'll just call it demo. And then if we want to give it a name and give it a description, and then we're going to click on create. You get a nice work. And then we can start to add people to the demo. So I'm just going to add Amy and click on add. You can also skip this and add people later too if you want. And from here, you're able to say if you want them to be an owner or just a member of the group. And from there, we're able to, if we want to meet, we can do that. So if you look up here at the top, and this is something that you have to be careful because if you click on meet right here and not the arrow, that's going to right away kick off a meeting instantly. Whereas if you click on the little down arrow, you can either do the meet now or you can also do schedule a meeting. So if you do the meet now, that's going to put on everyone's screen. Let's say that Katie Kramer started the meeting and then Amy's going to get notified and get prompted to join like right then and there. So then also if you click on the three little dots, then you have that different options that you want to do within the channel itself. So I know too, something that a lot of companies like to do, like for scheduling their meetings, if they need to have the phone number available, that is something that Microsoft started to offer October 1st, and they have a free, it's called an audio conferencing license. That's going to give that phone number available. So if you have someone within your organization that sees a lot of road time and they're traveling a lot, but they still like to attend the meeting and just be able to listen to what's going on, if they're the passenger in the car, they are able to look at it on their phone. And Amy's going to demo this in just a little bit. But that way they can call in and they can listen to the call. So October 1st, they started to do the free audio conferencing license, and that's going to be extended until March 1st, that it is for free. I think if you need the audio conferencing license available besides that, it's like $2 a month per user. So something like that. So, but I would imagine too, depending how things kind of go, they might end up extending that free license as well. So I'm going to share kind of what I'm seeing from you guys so that you can see the different commands that we have within being the owner of the team meeting. So up here at the top, so here I can see the list of participants. So over here on the right-hand side, whoop, sorry, so over here on the right-hand side, you can see everyone that's joined our meeting. And here you can see they joined as a guest, they can do that. You don't have to have the Teams client installed on your computer to join a meeting. You can do this from any internet browser as well, and it'll just pull it up in a web view. Same thing on your smartphone. You don't have to have Teams installed to be able to join the meeting. Here we also have just the conversation tab. So this is going to be like our little chat within the meeting that everyone is able to see any kind of conversation that's going on. So you are welcome to use that as well for any questions that you have. So here's just letting us know that the meeting has started. And if you just want to put in some kind of message down at the bottom, you can do that as well. And again, you also have the all the different formatting options that you have, just like you have within the chat. A new feature that Teams offered is raise your hand. So if someone raises their hand, you'll see the little notification and it'll just have a little hand next to the person's name, letting you know that they need something. So the three little dots for more actions. So here we have the different device settings. So here we have just the different audio devices that are attached to the computer. So if you just click on the little drop down, it's going to let you know whichever one that you want to use. And then you also have the options for the speaker, microphone, and then if you want to turn your camera around, you know, if you need to present something that's on the other side, you can do that as well. Meeting options. So this is kind of nice. So by default, Teams has like a lobby, which you guys all experience to get into this meeting. So if you're, you know, kind of getting things set up or you're, you know, you want to make sure that you started at exactly a certain time, you can do that. Just have people wait in the lobby, and then you'll have the option. You can either admit one at a time, or you can also tell it to admit all, and it'll let the whole crowd in. And then you also have the option if you want to allow people to bypass the lobby, and if you want to announce when people join or they leave. If you need to allow someone else to present, you just do that here. So here you can say, like, if you want to specify someone, you can do that. If you only want it to be you, only people within your team, you can do that from here. If you want people to be able to unmute their microphone, or if you want to make sure everyone's muted, Teams also has the option. So you have the meeting option, and then that is like more of a like a general, like you're all sitting in the conference room option, or you can also do just like if you want to do a webinar or something like that, or you just have a message to get out to everyone, you can do what's called a live event. And that way you're the only person that's able to present. And then if you want to add another presenter, you can do that, or it's just going to be you and you're able to present directly out. Meeting notes. So here you can go through if anyone wants to take notes, if you want to do a parking lot or something like that, just go here, and that's going to give you like the little option for the text to add that. So together mode. So this is something that Teams just started to offer. So if you want to play around with it, you can. The thought behind it is like for like a university, let's say that someone was giving a class and they want people to feel like they're connected, like they're all within the same room. You just go here, click on together mode, and instead of looking at like this Brady Bunch view that we have right now, it's going to show like everyone sitting in the same place. So I know they have like university set up, or you can do just different modes in there. So like here we can see, like since Mary Kay and I are the only two people that have our cameras on, here we are sitting in, let's say, the university hall for class. And there's Amy. My options don't want to show again for some reason. Okay, so let's see. And then we also have the different background effects. So this is pretty nice to have, like, especially for people who are working from home or if you're in a busy office. I'm sorry, I don't know why my computer isn't reacting to anything that I click on today. So the background effects. So by default, you can have, if you want to have the beach, if you want to be in a high-rise apartment, if you want balloons, you know, if it's somebody's birthday, something fun like that, you can go in here to add it. You can also have the option to do none, and it'll just show like, it'll show like the outline of your body basically. So kind of nice to have, especially like I said, as we're working from home and all those kinds of things. If you don't want people to see behind you, you can use that option. It's also nice that you can do it. It used to be that you had your camera on and then you could add the background. Now you can add the background and then join the meeting. Here we have the recording option. So as I'm recording this meeting, this will also be available within our Teams channel that we're hosting the meeting in. So Amy and I can go back and take a look at the recording. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's switch screens here. Okay, so I mentioned before about the live event. So if you go to the calendar tab, here you're going to have the option to either schedule the meeting or also do the live event. And this is what the live event screen looks like. So this is going to be the one that you use when you just have a message to get out. So you can give it a title. For the location, you can just do Microsoft Teams. You can do your date and times, and then you can also add the information that you want to share about the event. If you want someone else to be able to present, you just go invite presenters. You can do the same thing once it's already set up on the calendar. You can go in and you can add people to also present. So as a producer, I'm going to have all the different controls that are available. And then as a presenter, I'm able to share my screen with everyone. Something pretty cool too is that it also shares audio from your computer. So let's say that you're sharing like a video, like a YouTube video or something like that. It's also going to share the audio as well. Let's see. So we also have the files that are available. So this is going to be all the different files that either I've shared or one of the teams has shared as well. So here it's going to show like the My 365 community notebook that we just had open a little bit ago. And of course, like Microsoft automatically saves everything. So it's going to show that we just modified it 12 minutes ago when we were looking at it. And here you can see where the location is. So kind of nice to have. And then you can also go through, click the three little dots again, and here you're able to have all your different options for that document. Let's see. So if you click the three little dots at the bottom, that's going to give you the apps, or you can also add the different apps down at the bottom. So here, again, if we want to add a certain application to a Teams channel, you just go in here and you are able to select whichever one that you want. If you have something already built, like let's say you have a OneNote notebook or you have a bookings calendar or a different form that you want to use, that's all going to be available within that specific Teams channel. And then you can go out and you can tell it if it's already an existing, let's say a form, and you're able to add it from there. So I am going to flip this over to Amy, and she's just going to share with us about how easy it is to switch. So let's say that you're joining a meeting on your phone, and let's say that you have to run out, you have to go pick up your kid from something, and you need to switch, and your car has Bluetooth available, and you already have your phone set up to automatically make that switch. So she's just going to demo that for us real quick. So let me let go of sharing my screen, and we'll flip this over to Amy.
I am here in my car. So I started the meeting on my computer and I was in there, and I actually could stay on the meeting in both locations. You can do that if you want to or need to for some reason, but it automatically switches you over if you join from the app on your phone, and then you can just, get in your car. So here I am in my car. I'm gonna try to see if I can Maybe I can't. I was looking at maybe if I could flip my camera, but either way, so you can see I'm in my car, and I have my phone hooked up to the Bluetooth. But if you don't have Bluetooth and you can hook in a USB, you can do it the same way, whatever works. Obviously, we don't recommend getting on a very intense meeting that you're going to need to do a lot of notes and things like that in the car. You know, we want you to be safe. And I'm parked right now. I'm not, driving anywhere. But I will say that it has been great. Yesterday, I was on a meeting, and the last 15 minutes of the meeting, I was in the line to pick up my kids from school. Because I knew I needed to be in the meeting. But at the end of that meeting, primarily, it's just time for me to listen. Every now and then I do have to respond. But when I have to respond, it's just verbal in that meeting. So it wasn't a huge deal for me to be in my car. You can always pause yourself. People would have no idea you're in your car unless you tell them you're in your car, right? I mean, because you don't have to show your video. So I can actually, this does show me, I can flip the video around too. So if I want to show, something that's in my car, I can show it to them. So you can flip it around like you'd be able to on your phone for anything else. This has come in so handy for me. I'm a very busy person. I know 99% of you probably are as well. And so at some point, you're going to run across a time where you're in a meeting or you need to talk to somebody, and you have to, run and do this next errand or get to the next appointment. But this really does come in handy, and it really does help with that and makes it streamlined and easy. It's very simple to be able to jump from my computer to my phone and use the app to do that. Okay, Katie,
Right.
I think unless does anyone have questions on that? I can answer any of those because I do it pretty regularly.
I don't see anything in the chat.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
all right,
And
does anyone, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was gonna say, if you have any other questions too, feel free to unmute or put them in the chat and let us know.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, everyone. We appreciate you all taking the time. If you have any questions about using Teams, please feel free to give us a call at the office, and we are happy to help you either get set up or answer any questions that you have about it. So, all right. Well, that's it. Thank you so much. Have a great day.